ऐसे समय में देश ने फ्यूचरिस्टिक रिफॉर्म का एक और अहम कदम
In a
बढ़ाया
bid to go completely cashless, India is working towards introducing what is known as digital currency. The currency will be referred to as the e-Rupee and is intended to make payments much more efficient.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has launched e-Rupee, a person and a purpose-specific digital payment solution via video conferencing on Monday.
Namaskaram and I welcome you to Prapancham. Today we will learn about the e-Rupee. In simple words, it is digital voucher that a beneficiaries get on his mobile phone as on SMS or QR code. One can go ahead and redeem it at any center accepting it. On 1st of November 2022, the RBI launched the pilot for something called the Central Bank Backed Digital Rupee, which is the central bank digital currency of India. And this digital rupee is a very big leap in establishing the next generation financial system for India. And what is even more important to note is that it's not just a big deal for India, but even for China, France, Switzerland and America, because of which all of them are in the race to crack the code for the central bank digital currency. But just like always, while every single news channel wrote essential headline about the CBDC, very few of us actually told us what exactly is the central bank digital currency is and how will it affect the lives of the common people like you and me. So in this case, today let's do a deep dive and try to understand what exactly are the central bank digital currency is. Central bank digital currencies called the digital rupee, digital dollar and digital yuan. How is this system different from all the existing mode of payment that we already have in our system? What are the most important applications of the central bank digital currency? And most importantly, what are the most authentic sources? Give you a deeper understanding of this concept of central bank digital currency. The first thing we need to understand is the basic concept of money. And where does CBDC fit among all other forms of instrument that we already have in the modern day society? For example, now when Shailaja gives Himanshu a note of 2000 rupees, what she is really giving Himanshu is a promise by the RBI to pay Himanshu, who is the bearer of the note of 2000 rupees. So the 2000 rupee note is a legal tender, which means it can be used to pay for any transaction in India. Now CBDC does this exact same thing but in a digital format. And just like a 2000 rupees, a central bank digital currency is a form of currency not issued by the central bank. It's just that instead of physical form, it is the digital form. So it's not backed by a physical commodity such as gold or silver. It's only backed by the government that issued it. So instead of printing money, the central bank issues electronic coins or accounts backed by the faith and credit of the government. So central bank digital currency basically fulfill the functions of money as a medium of exchange and store of value. So you can practically exchange this 2000 rupee of digital rupee for a physical note of 2000 rupees. Now the question over here is, this is just like sending money digitally via UPI, right? How is CBDC different and how will it work? Well, if you look at the system from the consumer perspective, it's very similar. But from the banking standpoint, it's a completely different. For example, let's take a case of Google Pay. When I buy milk and I pay 50 rupees via Google Pay, my payment wallet is linked with my bank account. So this money will be debited from my bank account and will be credited to the shop owner's bank account. So on the front end, I got a notification saying 50 rupees has been sent, and at the same time, the shopkeeper gets a notification saying money has been received. But guys, what in reality, this money has not been received by a receiver account at all. Why? Because the way the system functions, the back end is that instead of immediately transferring 50 rupees every time someone send 50 rupees, well, these banks do is they settle the delta of transaction on a periodic basis. For example, let's say 5 lakh SDFC customers send 200 crores to SBI merchants and SBI customers send 100 crores to SDFC merchants. So instead of transferring and updating every single transaction, they will wait till the end of the day and transfer the net amount to each other. So in this case, since SDFC customer sent 200 crores to the SBI and received 100 crore from the SBI customer, at the end of the day, SDFC will simply send 100 crores to settle the transaction with SBI bank. So you see, although ledger of entry of the transaction happen instantly, the actual transaction takes a day or a week to be executed. So let's come to a central bank issued digital rupees. Now when I buy milk worth 50 rupees from my account, in the RBI money will directly go to the grocery owner's bank account. So both the front and back end transaction will take place almost immediately and simultaneously, and the transactions is now in the RBI ledgers. So just like cash, the money gets transferred from me to the shopkeeper. It's just that the same transaction has happened in the digital format. Now in CBDC also there are two types of CBDC. First is that wholesale CBDC, which is meant for banks. Second is that retail CBDC, which is meant for consumers like you and me. So the question is, if everything is perfectly fine with the current system, so why do we need the transition to CBDC? And what are the problems that CBDC solve for India and the world? This digital rupee that can be issued for a variety of conditional subsidies in India. This could be for food subsidies for people adversely affected by natural commodities, for people seeking education subsidies, reservation, or even for people seeking microloans. In India, here we have a huge chunk of population that still does not have a bank account, but still they have access to mobile internet. And here where the opportunity was CBDC lies. Because it is CBDC, even an unbanked Indian consumer with an Aadhaar number and smartphone can easily make a transaction. And since it can be used offline, digital rupee can be accessed in region with poor and no internet connectivity at all. So in short, two people with no ATM, no third party app, no bank account can make a transaction with each other with the CBDC technology. And the third most, remittance. People remittance are basically funds that migrants send to their relatives in their home country while working and living abroad. For example, a person working in UK sends home a part of their salary to his and her parents in India, and because of exchange rate, it makes that cash have more purchase power in India. And do you know, India is the largest recipient of remittance in the world, and we received $87 billion in 2022. Currently, remittance are more through international money transfer operators like Western Union, and these cross-border transfers are very expensive. They charge 2 to 3% in commission and take 3 to 5 business days for the transfer. So first of all, it's very costly for the migrants, and for the businesses it takes away their profit margin itself. So current system, if you want to transfer 100 crores, your pay will have to wait 3 to 5 days, and this is a lot for a 100 crore rupee transaction. And 3 to 5% of 100 crore is 3 to 5 crore rupees. So if your business makes a margin of 10%, you will lose 3% of your profit merely with cross-border payments. This is why the digital rupee is expected to lower the remit and transfer cost, eventually making it easier for the Indian diaspora to send funds to India.